In the bustling town of Lagos mainland, two families lived side by side, bonded like one big clan. Chinedu's mother, Auntie Ngozi, and Aisha's mother, Mama Zainab, were inseparable, spending hours cooking, gossiping, and helping each other with house chores. Their children, Chinedu and Aisha, both 9 years old, grew up together, running through the dusty streets, playing under the scorching Nigerian sun, and sharing secrets like siblings. One fateful afternoon, while their mothers were away at Balogan Market, Chinedu turned to Auntie Ngozi with hopeful eyes. "Mama, I need a phone to help me with my schoolwork," he pleaded. At first, Auntie Ngozi refused. After all, he was still a child. But he was her only son, her pride and joy. The thought of denying him anything tugged at her heart. The following weekend, after much contemplation, she bought him a simple, kid-friendly phone. "You have been a good boy, Chinedu. Here's your phone, but use it wisely," she warned, her voice firm yet gentle. Chinedu beamed, hugging her tightly. Little did she know, this innocent gift would set off a chain of events that would shake both families to their core. At first, Chinedu used his phone for harmless fun, watching cartoons, playing games, and sharing jokes with Aisha. They would huddle together in the corner of his small room, giggling at silly videos. But one fateful evening, as the Harmattan breeze swept through Lagos mainland, Chinedu stumbled upon something different, an app filled with videos marked 18+. His heart pounded, his hands trembled. Curiosity gnawed at him. "Aisha, come see this," he whispered, eyes wide with intrigue. Aisha hesitated but leaned in, peeking over his shoulder. "What is that?" she asked. "I don't know. Let's watch," Chinedu murmured, pressing play. The videos were strange, confusing, yet oddly thrilling. They didn't fully understand what they were seeing, but something about it felt forbidden, dangerous, a secret. They swore never to tell a soul. Days turned into weeks, and their obsession grew. They stopped playing outside. Laughter faded. Their once vibrant spirits dulled. At home, Auntie Ngozi and Mama Zainab sensed the shift, the silence, the stolen glances, the avoidance. But they brushed it off as mere childhood mood swings, never realizing the darkness creeping into their children's innocent minds. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the crowded rooftops of Lagos mainland, Auntie Ngozi returned home earlier than expected. The house was eerily quiet, too quiet. Her instincts flared. "Chinedu! Aisha!" she called, stepping into the corridor. No answer. Her pulse quickened. She walked to Chinedu's room and knocked. Silence. Suspicious, she twisted the handle. The door was locked. "Open this door now," she demanded. Inside, panic seized Chinedu and Aisha. Their fingers scrambled to shut off the phone, erase the evidence, but it was too late. Auntie Ngozi forced the door open just in time to see Chinedu throw the phone onto the bed. Her sharp eyes caught the guilt on their faces, the way Aisha trembled, the tension thick as the Harmattan dust outside. With a mother's unshakable instinct, she snatched the phone, tapped the screen, and froze. Her breath hitched. Horror crept into her veins. "Blood of Jesus!" she gasped, gripping the device like it burned her fingers. Aisha whimpered. Chinedu's stomach churned. Auntie Ngozi's eyes darkened. "What is this filth?" she roared. Before they could answer, Mama Zainab stormed in, summoned by the commotion. One glance at Ngozi's face told her everything. Something was terribly, terribly wrong. Auntie Ngozi's chest heaved as she scrolled through the phone. Each video, each image sent shockwaves through her spine. Her hands trembled. Mama Zainab grabbed the device from her, her eyes darting over the screen. Then, silence. A heavy, suffocating silence. "Ya Allah," Mama Zainab whispered, staggering back. Her knees buckled, and she collapsed onto the chair. Auntie Ngozi's fury exploded. "Chinedu, Aisha, where did you learn this?" she bellowed, shaking the phone. Tears streamed down Aisha's face. Chinedu stammered, his lips quivering. We just watched. We didn't mean to." Ngozi's palm met Chinedu's cheek with a sharp crack. "You think this is a joke? This is the devil's work." The air was thick with tension, the weight of their mistake suffocating. But then, a sharp gasp. Mama Zainab clutched her chest, her breath shallow. Sweat beaded her forehead. Her body trembled violently before she collapsed onto the floor. Aisha let out a blood-curdling scream. "Mama!" Chaos erupted. Neighbors rushed in as Ngozi cradled her best friend, shaking her. "Zainab, wake up! Wake up!" They rushed her to the hospital, but the damage had been done. That night, Mama Zainab took her last breath. The grief was unbearable. Aisha was inconsolable. Ngozi's guilt crushed her. The phone was destroyed. Chinedu and Aisha were forbidden from ever being alone again. But the damage was irreversible. Their childhood, stolen in a way no one had foreseen. The funeral of Mama Zainab was a sorrowful affair, marked by wailing women and men whispering in hushed voices. Aisha clung to her aunt's wrapper, eyes swollen from endless tears. Chinedu stood beside her, shoulders slumped under the weight of guilt. The children were not the same. Their innocence had been shattered, their souls burdened by a mistake they never truly understood. After the burial, Auntie Ngozi made a decision. Chinedu's phone was gone for good. There would be no second chances, no more hidden screens. Aisha was sent to live with an aunt in Abuja, away from the haunting memories of that fateful day. The two families, once inseparable, now lived in a chasm of silence and grief. But Ngozi knew punishment alone wasn't enough. She sought help from their pastor and a counselor. Chinedu and Aisha were enrolled in moral classes at the church, where they learned about the dangers of uncontrolled curiosity and the consequences of poor decisions. The tragedy taught a painful lesson. Technology, if left unchecked, could destroy even the most loving homes. Parents needed to watch, guide, and educate before curiosity led children down dark, irreversible paths. Not all lessons come with second chances.